Hi, this is Alicia with thriftyandchic.com, and today I'm going to share with you how to make a hanging light fixture from a basket. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I came across this really cute basket. This basket was not in their normal basket area. It was like where the balls that go into the basket are, and so I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the scalloped edging. Super cute, and now look at it upside down. Does that not just scream that it wants to be a hanging light fixture? So let's get started on what you need. So you need a basket in order to do this. I'm using scissors. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to puncture through this. I might have to change to a drill. We'll see. And then you need a light fixture that doesn't have a shade on it. So you can find these at any home improvement store, or I found mine at IKEA. So it just depends on where you're located. So let's get your supplies and let's get started. All right, we are going to try to find the middle of this as best as we can, so we have a good spot as to where to start cutting. So I'm going to just kind of like mark right here and maybe go this opposite way. It's about 7 inches, so probably about 3.5 would be about middle. That does not look middle to me. So middle would be more like right here. And mark that. And that's where we're going to start cutting. Okay, wish me luck. There's actually a big, huge thing right in the middle right here. We're going to have to try to cut that. Okay, so let's just keep working it. That's a circle this big right here. So maybe we'll circle that. Ish. Okay. Now let's cut that circle out. I think that'll be fine. Now here's the problem, is this wire right here. We're going to have to try to get something a little bit more heavy duty to make sure that we have it in the middle. Otherwise, if I could bend it over, it would be great, but I don't think it's going to work if I bend it over. So now the next step. Okay, we are taking this outside and hoping to not start a fire. There we go. So much easier. Okay, we're back. This is where that part is. So I needed to cut a little bit more right here. Kind of make it a little bit more in the middle. And guys, this is easier than it looks, I promise. Get a different type of basket that doesn't have this wire in the middle and you'll be set. Perfect. Okay, so we have that in there. And we're going to just, most of these, this one, all the ones I've ever seen have come with something like this. And you will just screw it on, just like that. Another way that you could do this also, and that wouldn't have, actually, it probably would have been the smarter way, wouldn't have had you going from the top. Let's show you that real quick before I finish this. This one actually, had I thought about it, before, oh goodness, I just took the whole thing off, would be to send this through. So you just have to have a smaller hole. This one is super long. So you would have made definitely a smaller hole, and this actually probably could have happened without me even cutting any of it. So now you know that you don't have to have a Dremel. You just need to kind of create at least a little bit of a hole to stick the cord piece through, like this plug through, and then you could have it like this as well. So I'll hang just like that. Actually, I think that's the direction that I'm going to go in with mine. But now you know both ways, which is great. Now you know how you could do it from either way. This one I might end up gluing on now that I have a bigger hole than I wanted. It's a little more stable the way that I showed you previous. This one you'll kind of get the movement of the basket a little bit more since it's kind of just hanging on there like this, even with if there wasn't a hole. So another way is to do like a really big washer, like right here, and to secure it with like some hot glue, which I might do as well. But there you have it. This is a really big light bulb. This was just to give you an idea. Now let's go hang it. Okay, so now we have this awful long cord, super long and ugly. You could probably paint it. I was thinking of painting it or doing like an oil rub bronze on it, but mine's fabric, so I'm not too sure how that's going to turn out. So I'm going to show you a trick that I did years ago when crafting was more part of home decor. I wouldn't say it does much anymore. Maybe it is. Anyway, so in order to cover this ugly thing, a long piece of fabric right here, and this is my no-sew method because I'm lazy. It is probably not thin enough. So what I'm going to do is essentially fold this, fold it over, and then I think I'm going to cut about right there, all along this same, I don't know if you can even see that, probably all along this same line right here that like design is on. Okay, so now I have this piece of fabric all cut. I'm going to need more than this for sure. I'm going to have to utilize this whole other piece. So essentially what you're going to do is get the cord in the middle. You're going to fold this over. You can glue it at this point if you wish. Probably you don't need a ton of glue, just enough to like keep it denser. And then you could like continue. That's hot. Got that part. You could continue on down that way. Why is it not sticking? Because I did it right in the middle. Right in the seam. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. You'll see why in a second. I have glue all over the place now. Okay, we're going to do the same thing to this side. Just a small amount of glue. And as you work your way down, you'll obviously add more. But this is just giving you an idea of how to start it. Oh my goodness, that's hot. And then you just fold it over. Boom, just like that. Now this one will be where you want to put more of your glue and not just be. And got it. Got it. Okay, even like that. Okay. And then you're going to just do this and work it all the way down. Okay, so I'm at the end of this piece. I still have actually quite a bit more, but I want to show you. So now what you'll do, make sure that it's dry or hardened. Otherwise you'll kind of ruin it. Now you're just going to like crunch it up, essentially, all the way down. So you're going to need a lot more fabric than you think because of this process. You don't have to do like a ton, but you also don't want it straight, right? So you want it to be just a little crunched, just like that. And so now instead of a big black cord, you have this like cute little swag cord here. That's not too bad. All right, next step is to hang this. You could hang it a number of different ways. To do it from the ceiling, and especially if it's a lightweight shade that you put on it, this is what I am going to be using. They just screw pretty much just straight in. Just make sure that's nice and tight. Preferably in a set if you're able to do that. All right, I have it screwed in there. You can see that I totally messed up right there with that one hole. I need to paint that now. So make sure you don't mess up at the beginning of this. You want to have it where this is spaced far enough away from the wall, like this distance right here. Mine was actually spaced far enough away from the wall. It was just too into the corner. And so here it is. As you can see, I actually decided, you're higher than most people will see, but you can see that I decided to do it a different way. If you look underneath here, I actually thought that was a lot cleaner looking instead of having the light bulb popping out. And so if that big bulge bugs me too much, I will probably just paint it white. All right, so now once you have it swagged like that, you want to first off make sure that it's going to stay on the top. So that's why mine kind of whoops. And then you need to try to find a way to hide the swag. You can keep it open if you like, but my closest, well, I have two, but the best outlet was over here. And so I kind of just swagged it, hid it behind here. I need to finish this off right here. So I need to get more or fabric, or maybe make that looser, I don't know. And then bring it right here, and then I kind of just hit it from there. And so that's essentially how you do this with a basket. And look how cute that basket is. Doing this again though, I definitely am going to paint the top white right there. So you can't see it, but it did make it a lot more stable doing it this way. Just to let you know, I ended up switching back to this way just because of the stability once I was trying to hang it. The other way that I had previously shown you, the basket was just like not stable. It was just teetering back and forth and not super great. So you would definitely want to glue it if you're going to do that. But otherwise, there it is. And here is the space kind of as a whole. Let's talk about the light in this beautiful fixture. I love to use these types of lights. They're a lot bigger, but they are great during power outages. So they essentially turn on, I believe, as the circuit is like complete. So if the power is out and you still press like the fixture to turn on, as long as it has like enough power in it, stored up in it, it will turn on, which is great. And so I like to use them in my lamps and in this, of course. So when the power does go out, which happens way more than I think it should, I still have light in the house. So this is what it was plugged into, and now it's not any longer. I can turn it off from here, and it'll turn off, and I could turn it on from here, and it'll turn back on without it being plugged in. So it just keeps going as long as there's some battery saved up in it, or energy saved up in the battery, however that works. I will show you here that, so the timer's on, and then when it just is not supposed to be on and it closes the circuit, I believe, or opens the circuit, you tell me, then it stays off. And now when it goes back on, it completes the circuit and it comes back on. And so it's actually really cool. The whole idea of this too, I did this with my lamp. We're going to try this real quick. It's going to be gross. Do you like your hand? And this should close. Oh, it totally worked. Did you see that? It should essentially do the same thing as what the timer does. Or it could just be magic. Anyway, I love these light bulbs just for that reason, not for this reason, but in order to be able to use them during power outages. And so I have them in all of my fixtures that aren't hardwired, and they work great.